Morning all. I'm back at Alton. Beautiful morning, as you can see. I've opted for peg 13. It's going to be hard. It was -3 when I got here about 5:30, and it's now about 7 o'clock and it's still only -1. But it's going to go up to 14 degrees today, and the night temperature tonight is only going to go down to 7, so no wind, perfect. I picked this swim for a couple of reasons. One, the old riverbed is relatively close. It's only about 12 rod lengths out, and I've got about 14.5 foot of water there. If I go 10 metres either side of that, it goes up to about 12 foot. Coming this way, it goes up to about 11, so it's quite a deep channel out there. And the fish do mooch about in that area. I've caught fish here. I had a tench in this swim last year, February the 9th, very unexpected. So the water temperature is only 3.6. That's not great. It's been up as much as 6 during the last couple of weeks, but those 2 heavy frosts in a row last night and the night before have obviously knocked the water temperature down. But I'm only doing the water temperature in the margins. The thing with this swim is it gets sun pretty much all day, and to be fair, I did see a bream roll when I got here. I thought it was a duck. Waited to see if the duck come up, grebe or whatever, or a tufty, and nothing. So yeah, I'm always optimistic, but I know it's going to be tough. So I'm going to get my bait out. I've gone with 12 small balls of ground bait, usual black crumb, some krill active mix, some bloodworm ground bait which I get from the Dean's Tackle in Clacton. Good shop, get a lot of my bait from there. I've gone micro pellet and some crushed up corn. Not too much feed. I'm going to spread it about a bit. I'm going to put these out, and I'll get my rods out, and as and when I catch anything, if I catch anything or get any indications, I'll get back to you. Cheers guys. I'll be happy with that. Virtually everyone on the money. Yeah. Be like playing golf, I reckon. Not that I play golf. But if I did, that was virtually a birdie or an eagle. That one was a birdie. Oh, good fun. The rigs that I'm using, a feeder as always, but what I do is I put a stopper bead, so it's a bit of free movement, and that gives the fish enough opportunity to pick the bait up, bend down, pick the bait up, not feel anything, and as it starts to turn sideways, the feeder slides, hits that bolt, and you can see it's a 40 gram feeder, and that's normally enough to set the hook. With a hook I've gone with one rig where I'm going with a worm and a real bit of sweet corn on a size 10 Drennan barber hook as always. You can see that little stopper bead. What I do is I push that inside the ground bait. It makes for casting a whole lot tidier, so that when I cast out, and this is my other rig with my go-to, which is a krill krill pellet with a bit of pink corn, but I push the bead inside the ground bait and then pack it out with ground bait, so the ground bait's harder at the top and softer at the bottom, so as this hits the bottom, the ground bait covers pretty much the hook bait and the fish start rooting around. The other thing is this is pretty much tangle free. You know, sometimes you cast out, you come back and it's wrapped over the top of your lead, or it's wrapped over the top of your feeder. With this, he hasn't got the room to be able to do that. So I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna get my rods out now and see if I can nick a bite or two. Cheers guys. Haven't seen it before. You put an 8mm drilled krill pellet on, even in cold conditions like this, it's going to break down after about an hour. So I put a shrink wrap around them like that, and then this is what they look like once they've been shrink wrapped. You can see there, there's just a sliver of shrink wrap, and what that does is that holds the bait together. Even if the fish peck at it, you're still left with a portion of bait out there. Yeah, it's much better. This will sit out there for about 24 hours in this weather. Even in the summer it will last for 12 hours, whereas without the shrink wrap around it, it'll break down in an hour, and you're just left with a bit of plastic corn or whatever else you put with it, or maybe a worm. That's not so bad, but a bit of plastic corn, you're more likely to get more bites with a bit of krill, and I want to know I'm fishing. So I hope that makes sense guys. Cheers. Rods are out. I've not had a beep yet, but it's still only 8 o'clock and it's still only 2 degrees, but it's going to warm up today, 14 evidently, and the sun's going to be on me, so lovely. I'm looking forward to that when the sun comes around a bit. Cheers guys. It's about 9 o'clock. I've just had my first fish. So if you can see this on the video, feels like a bream. I think it's a massive one. It's a bite. And I was beginning to think we weren't going to get one. To be fair, it warmed up quite a bit during the day, but it's an awful lot of water to warm up at the same time. There we go. Well, that's not a bad fish. Get her unhooked, and have a look. There you go. Unhooked the first one, and the other rod went. Got a second one. This feels a bit better actually. Like buses, 2 turn up at once. I've got the other one in the net. So oh, this is pulling back a bit more. First fish is about £8. This feels a bit better, a bit heavier. Yeah, that's a better fish. Much better fish. Oh, there we go. Two in the net at once. Oh, there you go. That don't happen often, even when they're feeding well. Right. About £7. That was the second one. Much better fish, as you can see. About £9, I'm guessing. Happy with that. Let's get them back. See if I can get another one. Oh. Off they go. Happy with that. Oh, two at once. Well, it's just about to cast my rod out. My third rod went. This feels like a good fish. Oh. Get that down so I don't catch that line. Literally just cast one of my other two rods out and off it went. I guess you can say they've moved in. This feels like another better fish. Good fish, this one. All day, and then into the evening, a couple of beeps during the day, and then what up, 3 fish in what, 10 minutes at that. That's a better fish. That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. Oh. That's a good fish. That's solid. That's a stud. It's not 10, that's for sure. But let's just turn you around a little bit. Oh. It's about 8, I reckon. Still a nice fish, maybe 8.5. Immaculate condition. Yeah, lovely. Get her back. Right, let's try and get my rods out now. I had a couple of small ones, about £5, but this is a lovely creature. I've not weighed her yet, but that's a beautiful fish. It's about, after that mad spell, it went a bit quiet, but I had a couple of small ones about midnight, and this is about 1 o'clock in the morning now, and I've just had this lovely thing. So let's get her back. Fish number 7. I guess it's about 1:30 now. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. It's a lovely fish again. Get her back. Oh. See what else is out there. Morning all. Not too cold last night, only went down to 7, so pleased with that. Oddly quiet during the day. I had a few beeps, and there was at last light there was a few fish rolling bream right on the opposite bank. Too far to cast, it's about 200 yards across there. Eventually they moved, some moved over my side, and at 9 o'clock it all started. It kicked off with what you saw, 3 fish in the space of 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. Finished with 7 fish, including one very special fish. So well pleased with that, and yeah, didn't get as cold as I did last time I was out, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed it, and please don't forget, subscribe, like, share, comment, ask me any questions. I don't do secrets, I'll tell it straight, so feel free to ask me anything, even if you think it's a silly question. There's no such thing as a silly question. So cheers guys, thanks for watching.